you go right back to the same situation. And what really made me actually really in my early 30s get addicted, I had one on the Murray show and found out that my baby father wasn't my baby father.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back home, I was being talked about, I was being laughed at. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. So that really pushed the button.
Mm-hmm.
Where though I had to deal with my son and coming home crying because people was laughing at him. Then I had to deal with my emotional side of the story. It got worse at the Maury show. Just put it like that. It got real bad. My son was coming home like, Mom, I don't know who my dad is. I want to know who my dad is. And people at school laughing at me about me not knowing who my dad is. So just the pain of my son living that everyday situation over and over again, it really had me crumble like an eggshell.
So sorry. So sorry for that.
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, how are you today?
It's very nice to meet you. You're on the block with ATM Fox. Welcome to the channel.
How you doing? Nice to meet you guys.
Here to give a voice to the voiceless. May I have your name?
It's Rahsheika Henderson.
Okay, Rahsheika.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
All right. Where you from?
Winfield.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Where you say you was from, Rahsheika?
Winfield.
West Philadelphia?
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Can I run over there? Can I run over? No.
What was it like growing up out there?
Say it again, sir.
What was it like growing up out West Philadelphia?
It was good.
You had a good childhood?
Not really.
How were you raised?
I was raised by my grandma. My mom was on drugs, in and out.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So you had it hard growing up. Did you graduate high school?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yep.
That's good. That's good.
With 3 kids
For 3
and one on
kids.
the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So by the time the age of 21, I had all 4 of my kids.
What was it like being a mother at an early age?
It was hard. It was hard. It was like an everyday struggle, but I made it.
Right.
I just, I raised my daughter not to do the same thing as me, and my daughter wound up graduating from high school, A's
Oh,
and B,
blessings.
and then she didn't wind up having my granddaughter until she was 18.
Hmm.
Yep.
So what brought you out here,
Uh,
Kensington?
what brought me out Kensington is, being molested by my husband and brothers and cousins and stuff like that. I raised my kids from 14 over until I got on my addiction in the early 30s.
Mm. Early 30s.
Yeah.
What did you start dibbling and dabbling with?
At first it was I was using coke, and then it went from coke to turbos, and then from turbos it went to the pipe, and then from the pipe I started doing dope.
It was that trauma that led you to all of this?
What led me all of this was my husband.
He was domestic.
No, my husband was Panamanian, and I didn't know my husband was on drugs. So my husband was having sex with all the girls around me, like my sister best friends, my best friends. Had sex with my best friend right next to me.
Mm. You ever seek any counseling for it at all? Or?
I did, but it seemed like it made it worse. Talking about it made it seem like it was me living the situation all over again. That it made the situation, worse than what it was making it good.
Right. And I guess the drugs relieved your pain for that time being, or something like that.
Yeah, it was. It was a reliever at the time point of being, because once you come down, everything come back. So it's not like, it was a constant reliever. It just seemed like it relieved for that moment, but then it seemed like you go right back to the same situation. And what really made me actually in my early 30s get addicted, I had one on the Murray show and found out that my baby father wasn't my baby father.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back home, I was being talked about, I was being laughed at. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. So that really like pushed the button.
Mm-hmm.
Where though I had to deal with my son and coming home crying because people was laughing at him.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had to deal with my emotional side of the story. It got worse at the morning show. Just like that. It got real bad. My son was coming home like, Mom, I don't know who my dad is. I want to know who my dad is. And people at school laughing at me about me not knowing who my dad is. So just the pain of my son living that everyday situation over and over again, it really had me crumble like an eggshell.
So sorry. So sorry for that.
Yeah.
So what's your life like now?
Well, it's not it's not no better. Like right now I'm living in a tent, as you can see. This is my house. And basically right now I'm living day by day. I'm trying to maintain and slowly but surely hopefully gotta take over and, put me back to the old person that I was before. But right now I'm still going through the struggle.
Mm-hmm. How much are you using daily?
Um Depends on what I get my hands on because I don't trick. So it depends on what I get my hands on. I do little odd jobs here and there. Like I panhandle. Like I said, whatever I get my hands on right now,
Mm-hmm.
probably like I'm crack basically I'm smoking less crack and doing more dope.
Now this is like one of the busiest corners right here, Kensington and Allegheny.
For
What's it like
real.
posting up out here and being out here? You see everybody.
Tragic. Tragic. Because you can't if you can't sleep. If you sleep, they steal your sneakers off your feet, socks off your feet, jacket off your back. You can't keep a phone. It's hard out here. Everybody, it's like living in a crab barrel. Everybody trying to pull each other down. 10 times worse than they was before.
How do you feel about the drugs now? At first you said it was a escape for you. How do you feel about them now?
Now I'm just addicted, and I gotta have it because if I don't have it, then I'm sick. So gotta have it. And I make sure I have it.
Have you thought about making any attempts at getting? Have you had any thoughts on getting clean, getting up out of this mess?
Yeah, I did have thoughts, but like I'm just not ready right now. Just not ready. Because like I said, talking about it and trying to get clean at the same time, it seemed like reliving it, the situations all over again. And like I said, when I talk about it, I'm like reliving it all over again. So it don't make it better for me, it make it worse for me. So when I went in rehab, I was clean while I was in rehab, but then when I got out, I got 5 times worse than I was before I even got in. You know what I'm saying? Because me going to rehab, talking about it, reliving it, going through it, by the time I got home, I was using like 4 or 5 times more than I was before I came in before I went in rehab. Just by me talking about it every day.
Why are you
So
thinking, yeah, talking about it?
it made it worse.
Well, yeah, maybe that might not work for you, but have you tried any methadone or Suboxone?
Suboxones,
Yeah, to cope with you.
yeah, they okay. They okay, but it make me jittery. Like it make me have the shakes. So
Off the drug you take now, I'm assuming is it the dope substance or
can you say that again?
I'm saying the drug you take now is it the dope substance?
Yes,
Yeah. Um,
yes. I smoke heroin.
does that ever make you nod out or pass out? Do you ever have any episodes like that,
Yeah,
like everybody else?
yeah. I had one episode where I was raped one time.
Mm.
So I learned to whenever I do my heroin, I learned to stay around people that I could trust or stay away from people. Period. Just be by myself.
I'm sorry. You said someone tried to do
Someone
something.
raped me when I was knotted out,
Oh, he's doing that stuff out
and that's
here.
the reason why I did. Like, mind you, Clip just threw all my tents out But I had two extra tents where though, I prefer the girls when they, get high and they not out. I prefer them to go in my tents and chill rather than be out in the open and getting raped and being, touched on or being robbed. So, I try to do what I could do out here in KNA.
What would you say about them creeps and them weirdos that commit them type of crimes out here? Are they?
Their
Is that
fingers need to be chopped off, and their hands need to be chopped off, and their feet need to be chopped off. Because if they can't get to you, or they can't walk to you, and they can't touch you, then they won't be able to do it.
right? I agree. I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, and being a child and being in that situation, growing up as a child being molested by my aunt husband, I feel as though like it's fucked up out here because at the end of the day, they chose him over me, and I was a child. And they said I fucked up my aunt life just because I was telling the truth.
Mm, I'm so
So
sorry for all your trauma.
yeah, that was the fucked up thing for the person you trusted the most to turn their back on you just because just because you told on the person that was really harming you. And then for that person to turn their back on you and say you gotta get out when you was a child, like mind you, I got kicked out when I was 14 years old. I got kicked out just because I told them he was molesting me, and they said that I was fucking up my life. So you gotta go. Then my aunt went on the run with him for my aunt went on the run with him for 19 years.
Mm.
Then finally, when he did get court, they was like, I was pregnant with my third child. They told me if I went to court, that they wouldn't have nothing to do with me at all. And that's pretty much I couldn't even testify just because I wouldn't have had nobody, I wouldn't have had nothing. And guess what? Still wound up with nothing, no family, no nothing. Even after not testifying. So it was like a lose lose situation.
So sorry for you.
Yeah,
I don't think you should give up.
I'm not. I'm not.
You're
I'm
worth
not.
more than this.
I just gotta get to that point where I'm tired. Right now, mind you, I was raising kids from my early teenhood all the way until my early 30s. So right now, I'm just out here. I'm just out here, and it's crazy. But I'm not free, but I'm free. That's crazy, and that's how I feel about it. Like I'm
What you
not
what
free,
you,
but I'm free.
what you mean by that?
Like being a mom at 14, I started raising my little sister, and I started raising my little sister at 12. So from like I said, from 12 to my early 30s, I was raising kids, waking up, had to cook their breakfast, clean, wash clothes, like basically I was pregnant from I'm gonna say from 12 all the way to 21. I was pregnant every year, and I only got 4 living kids. Other than that, all in between was miscarriages. So like I said, I'm free. Like I don't have that cage on me where as though I'm taking care of kids every day, because that can become a struggle too. That can become that can become a problem because then you're a child trying to raise a child, and as you get older, you tell your kids what to do and what not to do. But as they learn out the streets, they start to give you their ass to kiss. They start becoming rebellion and like not give a fuck. So my kids started giving me their ass to kiss. And then that started making me relapse. I would get clean. Then they would give me the ass to kiss, and I would relapse. And I would get clean. They would give me the ass to kiss, and I would relapse. So it was like instead of helping me, it was tearing me down even more. And that's crazy. That's crazy.
Why you say it was?
It
You
was
say
crazy
just because of
just because of my addiction. Yep.
if you can make 3 wishes right now, what would they be?
They have they have a house. I have my kids, and for my kids not to want for anything. It was never nothing. I didn't. I didn't know about gas and I ain't know about Gap Guess, Tommy Hilfiger, and Nordica. I ain't know nothing about none of that shit. I ain't know nothing about none of that. Mind you, I had hand-me-downs, and I was happy to have those. Mind you, my grandma was old when she was raising us. So my grandma didn't even know about it. I was old trying to raise kids in the 90s, early 2000s.
How would you feel if they was to see this, your family?
I wouldn't mind. Like I wouldn't care because at least they know that I'm out here. Like
How you think they feel?
they probably feel a little embarrassed, but they can't feel no more embarrassed than they was when I was on more.
What advice would you give the youth out here ripping and running the streets following in your same footsteps?
I would tell them to stop. Why you ahead of the game? Stop while you ahead of the game and focus on your school, get a career. Try to focus on getting educated. A lot of your girls stop getting pregnant because, like, honestly, it fucked up my life. It made me a better woman, but it fucked my life up because whereas though I didn't go to prom, I couldn't do none of that stuff. I couldn't go to prom. I couldn't leave out when I wanted to. If I left out, mind you, by the age of 18, I had 2 kids and was working and pregnant with my third. So I'm saying is strap up, try to focus on life, get your education, do what you gotta do because it's harder now than it was back then. Now you need all them high school diplomas. You need your GED. You need that PhD. You need that MD. You need all that. You need every last degree and certification that you can get. You need it. So focus on your school. Try to get yourself together. Fuck, stay protected because it's not only pregnancy, it's HIV, it's AIDS, it's HEP, it's a whole bunch of different stuff out here. Stay protected and focus on your life on getting to the next level in life. Try to be a lawyer, doctor, even a president if you want to, because you can be a president. So try
I
to be the
like that.
president. Make it to try to be the president.
Those trach wounds don't scare you at all?
You said what?
Those trach wounds don't scare you?
Nah, nah, nope, not at all. Like at the while you stop fearing a lot of stuff. You start fearing a lot of stuff out here, especially after you don't been raped and molested and guns to your head,
What y'all doing? Corey?
Oh yeah, interview.
guns to your head or something. You become fearless out of this motherfucker. You like fucking shoot me. It is what it is. Like you become real fearless. You don't care about nothing. They be like, either you want to take me, shit. It might be good to take me in. Like, you know what I mean, that's the type of time you be on when you on drugs.
Right.
Like shit, fuck it. I'm fear like you fearless. Like fucking shoot me in. Like what good am I? I ain't no good to nobody out here. Only person I'm good to is the dope man because I'm putting more money in his pocket. So at the end of the day, fuck it. Shoot me. I'm fearless. I
Right.
don't be giving a fuck.
I'd like to thank you for your time. You've
No
been a
problem.
wonderful interviewee for me.
No problem, man. You said where can I find this joint at?
ATM Fox on YouTube.
Okay. Make sure y'all check them out. Make sure y'all check the young man out. Watch it. Get to know people's life stories. And see what you don't want to be.
I'd
See
like to
y'all.
thank you for your time. You've been a wonderful interviewee for me. And I'm going to be praying for you to make it up out of here.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
God bless you.